Welcome to Ghana Beyond Politics, and on this channel we state the problem and then we provide solutions. Today we are going to talk about unemployment and type of jobs that you can create, because whether you live or you work or you don't work, you must eat. So we are going to provide one job opportunity or one business opportunity, and we are going to start with the lowest. We are going to start with the lowest material, and I'll show you how you can create job with that. We shall be using waste materials, something that you will not even think of. This video is about police service recruitment. Look at the number of people who have lined up for jobs. They just want to be enrolled as police men and women. Look at the line, how long the line is. How can the police recruit all of this? So we are, like I said, we are going to create jobs using waste materials. Materials that we don't consider useful. And it will surprise you to note that something that we didn't even consider very useful is going to be used to create jobs. So the problem faced by Ghanaians and other cultures alike is that we don't have business ideas. Simple. We cry of unemployment. We just don't have business ideas. That is the problem. We don't have business ideas. Look at this picture. You see that we have this bag called Miracle Grow Garden Soil. It's just like soil, ordinary soil that has been added with some manure. This man is using it to grow his flowers. You see, he has packaged soil and selling. And now I don't mean this man. Somebody has packaged soil and is selling. And this man has got to purchase some and using it to plant his flowers. So if I told you that you can package soil and sell, you will not believe. But look at this white man. He has gone to store or shop to buy soil to come and grow his flowers. So like I said, we cry of unemployment. Yes, it is a problem in third world countries. But we should also note that we don't have business ideas. We don't think along business lines. So all that we think is that, okay, let somebody create his own job and I'll pray that I get employed in the job. Why can't you create yours? We should be having business creating minds. How we can be creating jobs on our own. Now, what I want to say is that you saw in this picture that somebody has purchased soil which has been bagged like it is put, the cement is put in a bag like that. He has bagged the soil, or somebody has bagged the soil and branded it and is selling. And this man that you saw in the picture has gone to the shop to buy the soil to come and do what? Grow his flowers. Now, in our case, like in Ghana or other cultures, we don't need to go and buy this soil. We don't even need to go and buy manure. We have soil that has been laced with manure by nature. Now, what I'm going to say is that, or what I want to say is that when you go to those of you who live in villages, when you visit refuse dump sites, the old ones, you see, when we dump refuse for some time, after say 5 years or so, the refuse turn into soil. Now, when it turns into soil like that, you see that the soil looks very black. So when back in the old days, when we were at the villages or in the village, we used to call it black soil. When you use this black soil, you don't need any manure, you don't need any fertilizer. God has put the manure, which was formed as a result of the decay of this waste material that we throw away, and mixed it with the soil. So you don't need to go and buy this manure that you see, or this soil that you see in the back here in the picture. Go to where they have dumped refuse for some time. So after some time, the refuse decay and they mix with the soil and change the color of the soil to black. So like I said, we used to call it black soil. What can you do with black soil? Fine. Those of you living in cities, now you are becoming aware of what you eat, because you are what you eat. Now, instead of going to buy, say, tomatoes, which has been forced to ripe in a matter of days, like 2 days, and eating these tomatoes, sometimes when you cut through the tomatoes, you could see that the seeds are very green, meaning that it did not take its time to ripe. So, if you buy these tomatoes and you eat, you can imagine the type of diseases or sicknesses you'll be inviting to yourself. So people have become aware of this, that we have to grow what we eat. So in your own backyard, those of you living in cities, in your own backyard, you can be growing, or in your own compound, you can be growing your own vegetables. Just get some of this black soil, put them in, say, plastic containers, and start growing your vegetables. Tomatoes, garden eggs, okra, pepper, onion, and what have you. Don't add any chemicals to it. Make it purely organic. Don't add any chemical like fertilizer, not even fertilizer, because with this soil, you don't need any fertilizer. The soil is already fertilized by nature. So you don't need any fertilizer. Now, when you grow those vegetables, you will see how fresh they will look. I quite remember back in the village, our house was very close to where we had refuse dump site. And my mother decided to plant some plantains close to the refuse dump site. She erected, or she planted, one of the plantain suckers close to the dump site and one away from it. There was a papaya, no, pear, avocado or pear plant that was separating the two. As if my mother was doing an experiment. What we observed was that the one which was planted close to the refuse dump site grew very, very well and produced very big fruits. Let me say it that way, for lack of a better word. So you could see that it has gone very well, as if it has been fertilized. But the one which was not close to the refuse grew okay, but wasn't as nice as the one which was close to the website, to the dam site. So this taught me a lesson, and I said, okay, why is it that two plantain suckers were planted the same day, but one has grown very fresh and good looking than the other? Then what the conclusion I drew was that because it was planted close to the refuse site. So what I'm saying is that those of you living in cities who have your own houses, you can start growing your own vegetables on your compound. Just get some containers, like plastic containers, plastic buckets, fill it with this soil, black soil. It's not any black soil. It is black soil collected from refuse dam site, the old refuse dam site. It's not just any black soil, but any black soil collected from old refuse dam site. That is what I'm talking about. So when you get it, you put it in your plastic buckets, you plant your vegetables, and then you water it evenings and then also in the mornings. You don't need any fertilizer. You don't need any pesticide. Even if you have to control pests, use organic pesticides. Don't go and use which have been those that have been sold, or those that they are selling in the chemical shops. No, don't go and buy those ones. You can use organic ones from herbs. If you go online, you can get some of these herbs that are pesticides themselves. Now, so when you grow, you will see that you harvest bountifully. And just to experiment, if for this particular season you put okra in pot A or plastic bucket A, pepper in plastic bucket B, tomatoes in plastic bucket C, and maybe onion in plastic bucket D. When you have harvested, after you have harvested, if you want to plant the vegetables again, don't put the same vegetable kind or type in the same bucket again. So for instance, if in bucket A you planted okra, when you are planting again, plant something else other than okra. So you can plant pepper or tomatoes or onion. Then in bucket B, if you planted, say, pepper at first, next time you can plant okra or tomatoes, like that. You do something like crop rotation, and I can bet you that you will harvest some bountiful produce, and it will amaze you. So how does this create jobs? Those of you living in the villages who are close to old refuse dam sites, you can collect some of these, back them, or back the soil, like what you saw in the picture. Like what you saw in the picture that the man is using to grow his flowers. You are not going to grow your flowers. If you choose to do so, that is fine. But get this soil, bag it like you saw. If you don't know what to use to bag, you can go to maybe a friend who is a mason, the old cement bags that they are throwing away. You can collect some, or if you want to buy, you can buy some. Remove the outer layer, the inner layer as well, and you get a very fresh layer. Now you put this soil in the bags. and then you cover it, and then you can even label it and begin to sell. So if nobody will buy at all, I know that those living in cities who want to eat organic foods will buy. And by that, you have created jobs. Now, this type of job is from waste materials, something that will even not cross your mind. It wouldn't even cross your mind at all. And you see how useful it is. So, that is it. I'll be doing a series of videos like this and see how we can create jobs using various waste materials and some other forms. It's not going to be only waste materials. I will raise the level to a different stage so that you see the various forms in which you can create jobs. It's not going to be only waste materials. There are some jobs that you can create without using waste materials. I'll get to that. But I'm starting from the ground, or from ground zero. I mean, the best of chairman say, or mine no widen. If you say Jumani ho, na Jumani ho and say an encher say yenidi. If you say we yadmo, we yadmo, ubedidi. Na the entire ama yesu say Jumani ho, Jumani ho ni say, yan kasano, ye need ideas be a creative business, and I say the creative Juma. I don't need a problem, no. You need ideas here, you need creative business. So ideas you need creative business. And can you some na ye akuno. And can say swat a cry. And be chairman say Ubet me ankasa a creative awajuma. We have a paya or a odia flowers. Wa wakota nwen every storm and or did you the flowers. Anwia no akoto and or did you flowers. Me catch here will say kokoto kosi sa anwia ne koton a obeka se mabodam. Minim de me ye. Go we university ada na eso koto anwia koto kosi sa anwia koton. Anwia ye di bisi dan de na so be patch here say ono wakoto de ye di dia flowers. Na wo de e bia wo mpe flowers. Wo be say wo dua wo vegetables atosode. Now, do be any say wo ko be bia ya to ball agu a atwam no. Just bet my ba say e ho ne ento ball ngo bio. Na wo ko sa place ho a wo bo say anwia ne tuntuntuntuntuntum black. The entire black ni say and the money etugu e no ana apro ana afra asase no. Nti amana e black. Enti sa anwia no wo nya bia ehu hia say obeto fertilizer. Me ka say akurase na me maame edua bode mienu. Na odua baako ben bebia na ya to ball agu dada. Ana baako nso wo bebia na ball no emme no. Na pair edie ya avocado ene na twa ntemo. Na menim se me maame ye experiment so den yo na menim. Afi de ehu ye ni se de ben bode na ben bola no anyi from ba kese de na me bola no de abo de benya kese sa enam se ane bibi e wo sa bola anwan mu eno na me kire o se me nua ubetimi akosi sasa anwan bi mo amoti ben akurase no ubetimi akosi sasa anwan bi baby ato ball agu a yentu ball agu obi na adane anwea no bo sa itum ubetuma kwose sabi na o de agu bag mu ti cement bag pepepe wo be wa cement bag no nya de ayi so na wie no inside na cement ni wo mu to be yi ni afiri ho na outside na ebia gas am na se company ni label ho na so be yi afiri ho na de aka no bo sa fine very nice na wo di asa anwea obi agum na wankeso asili ano no why den wo di label kra bo ho masa na waton wo ka che me se wontimi nton a hwese papa we wakoto bi na odi dua ne flowers wo di e wo fan dua flowers omo wo kromu no yese omo pese so omo di organic foods but wontimi nkonya anwea nto enti di oba ni se wonya anwea bi a o ba ko begu rubber bucket mu no de asisi ne fie na odua ne vegetables ho ɛhɔ no de ehu hia so de fertilizer bi ebegu so na ɔno abehu sɛ de ebesi aye no ebe ne nwanwa sɛ bia bucket ye edi kan o de tomatoes dua ye toso mi ni mako ye toso mi ensa bi a nyaado ye toso na bi a nkruma ɛso wi a na ɔte wi a obehu nyama dodo obenya owie na ɔsan dua bi wo a ba bi ɔde tomatoes gu edua no bucket ɔde tomatoes dua mu no won fa tomatoes ndua mu bi won fa bibi foforo se bi ɔde tomatoes gu bucket one first bucket mu a second next time no ɔsan dua bi wo a on fa pepper anase okro anase onion no onye ne saa no retati ne saa no ohu faso obenya afri saa anwemu enti mu a muti akura so na mo ban yi no we betima your job because say no saa nyema ne spray chemical foods na dose first no be kwakoto tomatoes no utwam a enkamu no aba no ye yellow say de okotwam a na mo e green ebi say ya amana mre anase amana mre woni dua no so ye de bibia spray so a de chi ya na bre pekope yare nko a etimi nuanom wo betimi akoye we bi akose nya obi na wa baage ne kama na waton nim se krom de ombeto enti eno no ye be video si bebre next time we say media free ground zero che say de enema anka wo encross o adwin kra encross o mind say ehu wo mfaso no be free ho afi memma so kakra mahu ekwan a obefa so creative jobs nya da bia na odi waste materials beye edu ba bi so a ye de nyema bi ye de ese me cheche mu a enye waste materials ko a obetimi dia creative wow jobs etimi da wase mo share video yi please share the video and subscribe as well because I'm coming up with so many videos on ways of creating jobs. Bye bye and God bless us all.